Hi there. Are you looking to release tension in your hips and move a little bit better in your lower body? If so, you have come to the right place. I am Kristen. This is Compass Yoga, and let's go ahead and get started. So bringing your hands to your heart center, grounding through both sitting bones, go ahead and just set a personal intention for this practice. Your intention can be anything at all, and release your hands and just scoot and roll down onto your back and hug your knees into your chest, rocking a little bit side to side. And releasing your left leg, extending it along the mat, hugging your right knee in and circling your right ankle in one direction and then the other direction. And if you can see the screen, my cat, Nim, makes a few appearances. So if you have a strap, go ahead and put that over the ball of your right foot, extending your right leg up towards the ceiling. If you don't have a strap, just hold on anywhere behind your thigh or down along your calf. Keeping your left leg active, your left heel is grounding into the mat, your toes are flexing up towards the ceiling. And relaxing any tension in your brow and your jaw. Breathing here. And on your next exhale, go ahead and pin your left hip down as you extend your right foot out to the right, looking out over your left shoulder if that feels okay on your neck. And just taking nice, long, deep breaths here. Keeping that left leg engaged. And go ahead and inhale your head and your leg through center. Exhale, twisting, extending your right leg towards the left side of your mat as you look out over your right shoulder. Breathing here. And release your head to center, your leg to center. And go ahead and just lift your head and your shoulders off the mat. Lifting your chest up towards your foot, engaging your muscles. Release that, release the strap. And switch legs now, hugging the left knee in, extending the right leg out. Circle that left ankle in one direction and then the other. And grabbing your strap again. If not, that's okay. Just hold on anywhere, extending through the ball of the foot, activating that right leg, engaging the muscles, and releasing any tension in your shoulders. Breathe. Use your right hand to press your right hip into the mat as you extend your left leg out towards the left, and look out over your right shoulder if that feels okay on your neck. Your left leg can be bent or straight, whatever feels comfortable for your body in this moment. Breathing here. And go ahead and release your head and your leg through center. Switch hands with your strap and let your left foot fall over towards the right side of your mat as you look out over your left shoulder. Long, deep breaths. And go ahead and release your head and your leg through center and extend your head up towards your knee, engaging your belly muscles, and release that. Put the strap off to the side. Hug both knees in, rocking here again a little bit side to side, and then inhale, let your knees fall apart. Bring them forward and around. Exhale, draw them into your chest. Just drawing some circles with your knees. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, knees apart. out and around. Exhale towards your chest. Inhale away, exhale apart and around and together. Inhale away, apart, exhale, bring them in and together. Inhaling away, apart, just circling the knees, the hips, the lower back. Linking your movement with your breath. And releasing your feet to the mat, we'll go ahead and take figure 4 pose. So lifting your right leg, crossing your right ankle on top of your left knee. Keep that right foot flexed. And you can leave the left foot on the mat, or hold on behind the left thigh, or hold on along the left shin. Breathing into that right hip, relaxing your jaw, relax your brow, your shoulders. Breathe here. Releasing that right foot to the mat. Inhale, left leg up, left ankle on top of your left knee, staying here, or going in a little bit deeper, holding on behind the right thigh or along the right shin. Keeping that left ankle flexed. There's Nim the cat. Breathing here in your figure 4 pose. Sending breath right down into that left hip. Exhaling to release tension. And go ahead and release your legs and begin to rock yourself back and forth and come to seated, rolling forward onto your hands and your knees. So line up your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, and we'll take a few rounds of cat and cow. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the chin and the tailbone. Inhaling, coming forward, chest through the gates of the arms. Exhale, rounding back. Inhaling, lifting the tailbone, lifting the chin. Exhaling to round. Inhaling, coming forward again. Exhale, round, pressing away from the mat. Go ahead and walk your knees as wide as the mat and shift your hips back into child's pose. Extending your arms along the mat, letting your head rest down, and using a block or maybe a pillow hand if it's handy, if your forehead doesn't quite reach the mat. And go ahead and take a nice sigh in your child's pose. Deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Sinking into the mat, breathing into your hips. Go ahead and come back up onto your hands and knees, lining up your wrists under your shoulders again, your knees are under your hips. Inhaling, lifting your back leg, your right leg from the inner thigh. Put sole of the foot's up towards the ceiling. And you're drawing hip circles with your knees. So inhaling out to the side and around and back up. And switching directions. Inhaling forward, out to the side, and back up to neutral. Inhale forward, out and around, back up. Coming forward again, and back up. Releasing that, right knee down, left leg up, lifting from the inner thigh. Hips are neutral, level. Left sole of the foot is up to the ceiling. Inhale, left knee comes out and around, down and up. Left knee out like a fire hydrant, up like a dog at a fire hydrant, I guess. And switching directions. Left foot up, left knee forward, out and around. And again. And releasing that. Walk your hands about a handprint forward and release your hips back into child's pose. we're doing hip circles. So as you inhale, bring your hips over to your left wrist, your right wrist, back towards your right heel and your left heel. Forward, just coming across from left to right. And these circles can be big or small, whatever feels okay in your body. Moving your spine and your neck along with the movement, and then pausing when you're next back in child's pose. Taking a few breaths there, and then coming up and switching directions. So hips towards your right wrist, left heel, back, right heel. Right wrist through the front, over and back. Nice, easy hip circles. Linking your breath with your movement. Maybe pausing anywhere that feels nice and just breathing and releasing back to child's pose again. Resting here, looking up, coming onto your hands and your knees. Walk your hands about a handprint forward, tuck your toes, lift your hips into downward facing dog with the knees bent, and then begin to bicycle the legs, bending one knee and then the other, lifting through the forearms. Hands are shoulders width distance, feet are hips width distance apart. Walking the dog. Pushing the weight up into your hips, down through your heels, and then walk your feet as wide as your mat. And see if that gives you a little bit more room and spaciousness in your spine, in your hamstrings, breathing here, and then releasing to the knees, child's pose. Taking another brief rest. Looking up past the fingers, coming up onto the knees, tuck the toes back into downward facing dog. Arms are shoulders width, feet hip width distance apart. Inhale, lift your right leg, and then exhale, bend the knee. And then inhale, step that right foot up in between your hands. Right ankle's under right knee, padding up your left knee if needed. And resting your hands on the floor or on blocks if needed, if you have them handy. So broadening across your collarbones, lengthening through the spine, exhaling to shift the hips back, extending that right leg, stretching the hamstrings, grounding through the heel. Inhaling forward, bending the right knee, sinking the hips. Exhaling back, hips back, front leg is straight, stretch here. And inhaling to come forward, moving your blocks off to the side if you were using them. Left hand down, right arm up, twisting towards your bent right leg, reaching up through your right hand and releasing that. Stepping back to hands and knees, shifting your shoulders forward and lowering to your belly. Hands by low ribs, peel the chest up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes, inhale, coming up to hands and knees through plank and then to downward facing dog. Stretching back in your down dog, go ahead, inhale the left leg up. Exhale, bend that right knee, opening up the hip. Inhaling through center, exhaling to step that left foot up by the left hand. Bringing that left ankle under the left knee, and your hands are on the floor or on blocks, framing your left foot as you sink the hips forward and broaden across your collarbones. Exhaling to extend the front left leg, grounding through the heel, lengthening through the spine. Nice deep hamstring stretch. Inhaling to walk yourself forward, bending into that left knee, sink the hips. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. And stretching back again, walk your hands back, straighten the front leg, breathe here. And go ahead and bend your left knee, coming forward, blocks off to the side if you're using them. Right hand down, left arm up, twisting towards your left leg, reaching up through that left arm, and releasing both hands, step into plank. Lowering all the way to your belly, coming up into cobra, peeling the chest up. Option to come up into upward facing dog, knees off the mat, and coming back into downward facing dog. Stretching back here, breathing. Looking forward past the hands, step your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway, lengthen up. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, push through the feet to rise, arms out, around and up, reaching up. Exhale, drop your right arm down along your right leg, inhaling your left arm in line with your left ear, and stretching through your left side body. Inhaling both arms up through center. Exhale, releasing the left arm down along your left side. Right arm's in line with your right ear. Breathing into your right side body. Inhaling both arms up. Exhale, releasing into Tadasana. Inhale, arms out, around and up. Hinging forward, folding in. Inhaling halfway up, hands to shins. Exhaling, plant the palms, step back to plank pose, and either come to knees, lower down to the mat, or move through a chaturanga if that's a part of your practice, and meet in down dog. Breathing here. Inhaling the right leg up. Exhaling to step it forward in between the hands, spinning the back foot down, coming into warrior two. So lining up that right knee over the right ankle, arms at shoulder height, expanding through the chest. Inhale, drop the left hand, bend into the right knee. Inhaling, coming forward, right arm to right thigh, inhaling the left arm in line with the left ear. Inhaling back up to warrior two. Exhale, drop the left hand, reach with the right hand, bending back. Inhaling, coming forward, right arm to right thigh, inhaling the left arm in line with your left ear, side angle. Inhaling back up through warrior two. Windmill the arms down, framing the right foot, stepping to plank, to the knees, lower to the belly. Inhale, peel the chest up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhaling, pushing up to plank and down to back to downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhaling, stepping it forward in between the hands. Right foot spins down. Line up the left heel with the right arch. Left knees over left ankle, arms at shoulder height. Breathing here in your warrior two. Inhaling, dropping the left hand, or right arm, inhaling the left arm in line with the left ear. Inhaling forward, left arm to left thigh, right arm in line with your right ear. Side stretch, nice side angle. Inhaling to warrior two. Exhale, drop the right hand, bend into the left knee. This is a side stretch. Inhaling forward, left hand to left thigh, inhaling the right arm in line with the right ear. Inhaling yourself back up to warrior two. Exhale, windmill the arms down, step to plank, and move any way that you'd like to back up into downward facing dog. Meeting in down dog, breathing here. stretching through the spine. Inhale, right leg up. Step it in between the hands. Walk your hands to the middle of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding in wide-legged forward fold. So you're facing the long side of your mat, long spine, breathing here. Engaging your outer hip muscles like you're squeezing a ball in between your legs. Turn, bending over that right knee, bring the left knee down and come into your low lunge, arms reaching up, keeping the lower spine nice and long. Exhaling to release your hands behind you. Clasp your fingers or your thumbs. Roll your shoulders back, lengthen your chest up, stretching the shoulders, breathing here. Releasing that, step back to plank and knees down, chest down. Inhaling, peeling the chest up. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes, inhale to knees to plank, and then back to downward facing dog. Next, inhale, go ahead and lift the left leg. Step it forward between the hands and then walk your hands to face the long side of your mat. Inhale to lengthen, feet are parallel. Exhale, folding in. Pressing through the feet, moving the weight gently into the balls of your feet. Breathing here. And releasing that. Turning towards the front of your mat, bending the left knee and releasing your right knee to the mat. Inhale, coming up into your low lunge, arms reach, sinking the hips forward, breathing here. Releasing the hands to your low back, taking the opposite clasp, rolling your shoulders back, looking up if that feels okay on your neck, and breathing here. Go ahead and release that, hands down, step to plank, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog, or whatever variation. Let's meet in down dog. Stretching back, breathing here. Inhaling the right leg up, and bring it forward for pigeon pose. So your right knee moves towards your right hand, your left ankle is moving towards your left hand. Your left leg is extending straight out behind you. If that hurts your knee, go ahead and take figure 4 as I'm showing now. We did that in the beginning of class. Otherwise, stick with pigeon, staying upright or extending forward any amount to your forearms, or perhaps releasing your forehead all the way down. Being sure that you're not rolling off onto your right hip. If you are, you can prop it up with a pillow. And breathe here. Nice, long, deep breaths into your hips. Just relax. Notice where there's any tension creeping in and just let it go. Inhaling to come up, left arm parallel with the front of your mat, right hand up, take a twist. And there's an option to reach for that left foot with your right hand. Just an option, you don't have to. Just stretching through the front of the left quad, and then release that. Plant the palms and lift that right leg up, move it any amount, wiggle it around, release, and we'll switch sides. Inhaling the left leg up, and stepping it forward through pigeon. Left knee towards your left hand, right ankle towards your right hand, and taking figure 4 variation on your back to protect your knee. Again, extending forward any amount. You can stay all the way up or come to your forearms, or maybe your forearms on a block, or release all the way down. Just completely surrender, melt into the mat. Notice how your hips are feeling, if they feel any different. Maybe you're feeling emotional. It's said that a lot of emotions are stored deep down into the hips, and when we move and stretch them, you might kind of stir the waters a little bit, but that's healthy. Inhaling yourself up, right arm parallel with the front edge of your mat, left arm up, take a twist. Option to reach for the right foot with your left hand. Breathing here, whatever expression of the pose you are in is wonderful as long as it feels okay in your body. Never forget that. Release that, plant the palms, lifting that left leg back and up, just stretching it any way that feels good. And releasing both feet to the mat in your down dog, stretching back. And look forward and come to your knees and to seated. Extending, let's see, I think we're coming, into butterfly pose. So taking the soles of both feet together, sitting tall, lengthen up through the spine, hinging from the hips with a nice flat back, any amount, releasing your shoulders away from your ears and breathing here into your hips. On your next inhale, go ahead and come up. Shift your ankles a little bit away from your torso and then round down. So same pose with just a little bit more space between your heels and your torso. And don't worry about keeping your back flat. Just let your head go. Long as that feels okay in your body. And coming up, push your knees together, extending your legs out, Dandasana. So sitting up nice and tall, legs are engaged, heels are grounding down. Inhale the arms out, around and up. Exhale to extend forward, finding length in the spine, holding on anywhere along the legs. You can use a strap, maybe reaching for the feet. Just keeping the spine nice and long, the legs are active, you're grounding through the heels, squeezing the outer thighs in towards center. Go ahead and inhale yourself up and roll yourself down onto your back, hugging your knees into your chest. Go ahead and take your arms out to a T. Shift your hips gently towards the right as you drop your knees towards the left into a twist. You can take it deeper by crossing the right leg over left and looking out over your right shoulder as long as that feels okay on your neck. Breathe here, nice, long, deep breaths. Feeling your belly expand and contract. Inhale, head, hips, legs to center, shifting your hips over to the left, knees drop to the right, and an option to take it a little deeper by crossing left leg over right knee, looking out over your left shoulder, and breathe here. Unwinding, sinking in, checking in to see where there's tension and just let it go. Inhaling head and legs and hips to center. Lengthen through your tailbone, extend your legs out along the mat. Arms by your side, palms facing up. We're coming into Shavasana. Let your feet flop in or flop open. Be very heavy. Notice where your body's making contact with the mat. And just enjoy a few moments of rest. And while you are resting here, I'd like to offer our quote. It is from Wayne Dyer. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. And go ahead and rest for a few moments longer. Begin to bring movement into your fingers and your toes, reaching your arms overhead. Big stretch, bend the knees, roll off onto your right side. And just take a moment to give yourself appreciation for showing up and taking care of yourself. And then slowly use your left hand to press yourself up to seated, taking a comfortable seat. Drawing your hands together to heart center, maybe checking in with your intention. Hands to your forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to our heart center, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. And our hands to our mouths, reminding us to have clear and loving communication, sending this positive energy to all beings everywhere. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll leave some fun links for you in the description. So be sure to sign up for my email list. I offer private virtual lessons. Have a wonderful day. Bye now.